Hey house guys, it's your girl Rack Famous Star. I'm back, and this episode was a lot. This episode was a lot because I could feel myself getting overwhelmed with everything that happened leading up to this and the things that are still going on. I watch the feeds from time to time, but I more of watch like updates on people that watch the feed. Like I watch Terrence on Rob Has a Podcast. I watch Maddie on Mad Rose D. I think that's how you say her channel. But I watch both of theirs, and I could just feel myself getting upset. And I'll talk about this more, but part of me wants, I don't know. Okay, I'll talk about this when I get there. But okay, this is episode 3. I can't believe it. Feels like it's been months. It truly feels like it's been months. But this is episode 3. We leave off. I can't believe this is day 3, but if you think about it, they came in the house on Wednesday, so I was like, noms are normally on Friday. Michael and Terrence are nominated by Daniel, and Michael at this point is the target. Now Michael goes up to talk to Daniel after, I'm assuming I don't know if it's right after, but it's after noms. And I feel like Daniel is just giving him a bunch of BS. You know, like, it's like when you don't want the person to be mad at you right to your face, so you're just like saying like, yeah man, you know, like I didn't know what to do, and like, but then like behind closed doors when he's in the DR, he's like, I want you gone, like, of course you're not going to say that to their face unless they know. But I don't know, I just am not, I don't know. I feel like I'd probably do the same thing. Like, I'd be like, look, don't yell at me to my face. Like, go just that somewhere else. But I don't know. I felt like it was more of a formality rather than like I really wanted to be here and have this conversation type of thing. And then Terrence goes and talks to Daniel, and Daniel tells him to his face, like, he's not the target, and he's just a pawn. And once again, Terrence and his marketing, DJ Showtime, he say it again. I'm like, if I ever go to Chicago, I've been to Chicago once, but I'll be like, let's see if we can find DJ Showtime, you know? But I have a part in me that like really loves Terrence, only because he just reminds me of like my dad. Not that they are similar in many ways, but he's a father, and he just has that, like, you know, when he looks at you and smiles, you know, and you're like, aw, you know, like, it warms you. So I do like Terrence, and I do hope that he lasts long enough and does well enough in some competitions, whether they're crapshoots or whatever, and that he gets himself in a position of power, that people actually come to him, and then he's able to do not what the house wants, what he wants. And people don't just keep using him as a pawn. That's what I do not want for Terrence, because I feel like he could be a good player. But it's hard when you're competing against a bunch of 20-somethings with rock hard abs. So I don't know. But I do hope that he becomes more than he is right now. But it's week 1, so we don't have much to go on there. Now, this next scene was, like, talked up for a while, and I forgot to write for a while because I was so, like, oh, my God. Okay, so Taylor comes in with a bunch of outfits. Now, I'm not sure, like, how this happened. I'm guessing, like, they just came in, or, like, I don't know. They just got delivered. But she comes in with all these sparkly outfits. And now I was like, ooh, ah. And they're like all sequins and rhinestones. Super cute. And she's trying them on, which she already knows they fit. But I think everyone else was like, oh, those are cute. Try them on, you know. And so they're hyping her up. They're telling her, like, not only, they're not just telling her, but she looks great. Everyone's hyping her up to her face, but then talking about her behind her back. Specifically, they just showed Paloma and Jasmine, but I'm sure it was many more people. But she has on, well, I don't know know how many outfits she tried on, which she brought in probably like 7. I want to say she brought in about 7 outfits. And, well, with her like on a hanger. And so when she was trying on these outfits, they were like, oh yeah, girl, you look cute. But then behind closed doors, they were like, oh my God, can you believe how like inconsiderate and like lack of self-awareness? And I was like, she literally just looks cute. Like, I would have been hating on the fact that I didn't bring that. Like, that would have been my, like, girl, can you write it down? Or we don't have pens, but can you tell me every day where you got that so I don't forget? Or like, I don't know, because that her outfits were cute. They were adorable. Like, not in a little kid kind of way, but like a damn girl. Like, and she looked great in them. So I could see why they were hating. I honestly could. First, I was like, what's so good about these outfits? Then I saw them and I was like, look, I wouldn't be hating to the point where I'd be talking shit. I'd just be hating to the point where I wish I had them. And so she was just in one of the bedrooms. And there was like probably 4 or 5 people in there, maybe 4, just like gassing her up. And then she walks, they were like, oh, you should give a fashion show. And she's like, should I? Now what I heard was that she like didn't want to go, but then on the show they made it seem like it was her idea, which I don't think it was. I don't think she's even that type of person that is like, look at me, you know, like, of course she's beautiful and she's like confident, or I think she's grown to be confident, but I don't know. I mean, I would have been the same thing. If I brought in them dresses, I would have been like, y'all want to see me try them on? And then she also told them my closet's open season. Like, once I wear it, if you want to wear it, you can wear it. And so she does a little, like, twirl around the house. And then, once again, everybody's talking mad shit on her, which I don't know. I'm not a fan of. I just think some of these... I don't know. I don't know where they get these people. Like, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited for the season. And then once the season starts, I'm like, where the hell did you find this person? Like, you didn't find them at goodpeople.com, you know? Like, I'm not saying I'm the best person, but I would have been better. I kind of auditioned, but I didn't really. And then next summer I can't. I mean, I could. I'm getting off task. Okay, let me just keep going. Otherwise, I'll dwell on this. Michael is going around. This is before the veto picks. Michael is asking people to play for him in case he gets house guest choice. He asks Indy, he asks Turner, he asks Amira. I'm sure he asks the other, I think it was like 5 people, I don't know, that are eligible to play, or that would play for, that are eligible to play. Like, hey, if you get picked, would you play for me? And everyone's being like real non-committal and cagey. So he's just like, okay, I guess I understand. I guess I'll just, he ends up thinking his strategy is, okay, since none of them are giving me like for surezies, I will just pick somebody that I think I can beat. And I was like, yes, good plan. Like that would be my plan all the time. So the POV players, of course, Daniel, Michael, and Terrence, they all end up picking players out of the bag. No one picks house guest choice. Indy gets picked by Daniel. Turner gets picked by Michael. And Amira gets picked by Terrence. And so I thought it was funny because it was the 3 people at least 3 people they showed. I'm pointing to my TV. You guys can't see that. But the 3 people that they showed Michael asking all got picked. And I was like, huh, that's funny. So now they're probably shitting a brick, just like, oh my God, no. But whatever. Michael is pumping himself up in the have not room. And he said a classic line that I feel like I need to start saying in my everyday life, WWJD. And not the WWJD that we all grew up with the wristbands. It's WW, what would Janelle do? And I said, that is a good line, because I just finished watching season 6 and season 7 over again. Like, I literally watched the season 7 finale today, even though I knew what happened. I was like, except it was a little bit was foggy. Season 6 was the first season I watched. Now, I've watched every season since 6. Don't ask me major things that happen. I'm a fan. I just have a horrible memory. I'm just like, what's that? That's why I feel like I don't know how good I'd be on the show. I mean, like, when it's your life and that's all you have to think about, then I'm sure, like, it just becomes, like, in your memory. But I'll be like, oh, what season was this person on? I can kind of remember the winners. Actually, no. I can't remember all of them. Remember, maybe, like, a good half. Anyways, so I think the veto, oh, sorry. She said, ugh. Michael said she would win the veto and then celebrate and make a big scene. I was like, hell yeah, that's what I do. I would, oh man, I know exactly how I would say it if I won the veto. Oh man, I can't wait. But that'd be a few years from now. All right, so the veto is called Ram Fest, I think. I think that's what they said. I had my closed captioning on, but it was kind of hard. And then who was hosting? Kyle was hosting, and he was speaking in like an accent, but also like a deep voice. And like, I was like, God, just say it regular. Like, well, we don't know what you're saying. Everyone is dressed for this, not just the players. Everyone is dressed. And they have like a meal in front of them, and it's like real food. So they're like chowing down. I don't know if the have-nots were chowing down. I just saw like, maybe the have-nots weren't. I think it was just the players probably. So it's random matchups, which I thought were interesting. I thought the first round was going to be random, and then they were just going to like pick after that, which I'm glad it wasn't. But, so the knight who collects, they are on these like horses, and they have these like floppy, like pool noodle jousting sticks, and they have to go through and collect these rings, and they have 3 passes, so they go there, back there, right? And whoever collects the most in 3 passes wins. It advances to the next round, and it's pretty hard. It looks hard because not only is it floppy, the rings can fall off. It's hard to aim, and I don't know. So the first round is Turner versus Indy, and after the 3 passes, Indy wins. It's like 5-4, pretty close. And then the next round wasn't random either. It was chosen. Amir versus Turner, and not Turner, Terrence. And Amir smokes Terrence. Terrence, like, apparently he had a terrible strategy from the beginning, but he ended up trying to pick it up. And Amira advances, and then we have Daniel versus Michael. I think this ended up being 7-9. Not that it matters, but Michael ended up winning that one. Daniel was like, oh, I'm gonna toast you. I'm gonna toast you. He probably said some other words, but he got toasted. And then the 4th round, I was like, how are they going to do this? Because there's 3 more people that need to play. It was Amira, Indy, and Michael. And no random. It was just like Amira and Indy, since you won the first 2 rounds. Like, you're playing. And I was like, well, that's kind of, I didn't think it was super fair, which I like the results, but it was kind of like, Michael was at an advantage because he really only had to play twice. Amira had to play 3 times, which is kind of like an advantage, I guess, because you get more used to it, you get more practice. But it was like, okay, you won your first matchup, so you guys are the next round. Like, I was like, where to do that at? You know, like, I don't know. But, so Amira versus Indy, and Amira this time smoked Indy. I think Indy won by chance when she played Turner. So Amira got like 12, Indy got 6. And the last round was Michael versus Amira. And they did their 3 rounds, and they kept tying it up. So they had to go to sudden death. And what it looked like for sudden death was that the horse, first it was going straight, like for the passes, and it looked like the horse was going like kind of back and forth, making it a little harder to steer. Which this time on the sudden death round, Michael ends up winning. Daniel looks pissed. He looks like he's about to crap a brick. I was like, I mean, maybe that was just like for editing purposes. Maybe that was him like watching the competition, but whatever. Okay. So then this whole scene is annoying. I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible because I feel like I'm like rehashing this, and I'm sure this is not the first recap chit chat that you have watched. So girls are talking, and it's just three of them at this time. It's Paloma, Brittany, and Jasmine, and they're worried about the guys. They're worried about what like the guys are saying, or that they are gonna get picked off, which is a valid concern. Because these guys this year I feel like are not small wimpy guys. There's like two, no, I wouldn't even say wimpy. But so Paloma asked Taylor, Taylor walks in the room and they keep talking. They like, are just like, I don't know what they said, but Paloma asked Taylor if she had any intel. And if I was Taylor, I would have been like, look, I've been trying, and anything I do here, I'll let you guys know. But, all I've heard was, and I would just say something very generic, but it's not like she knew she was going to ask that question. But I'd be like, I can go see if I can find anything out. I don't have anything right now. Like, she basically said that. She was like, I wish I had some. And they were like, of course she's not telling us. So I don't know how long after this was, but they're in like the bathroom area, Taylor and Monty, and I think there was some other people around, but this conversation was just them. And she kind of gives them the heads up that Paloma wants to go for a guy, and that maybe like, and that she's worried about the guys. And so she's like, hey, maybe you should go talk to Paloma, and kind of like try to clear things up. And so it sounded like she was looking out for both of them. And I'm trying not to come across like as a Taylor stan, because to tell you the truth, I was not a Taylor stan from the beginning. I just could not stand for injustice. So I'm trying to come across this impartial. But she's like, yeah, maybe you should go talk to Paloma because, like, I don't know, she's worried. And so, so Monty and Joseph go to Paloma. They go together, and they're, I don't know, in some bedroom. And they said, hey, Monty said that Taylor said Paloma wants to go for the alpha males. And Paloma, you could see it in your face that she was like, oh, shit. And Paloma, like, basically, she's like, no, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I would never say that. Like, and so they're like outing her alliance without outing it, I guess. But, and then she was like, I would not say that. Like, no, I'm like, they believe her. Both those dummies believe her. I would have been like, both of y'all come in a room. Like, I don't know. But of course, she's not going to do that. She's just going to get all the leverage because people believe everything Paloma says. So, of course, she's going to do that. And she was like, Taylor will stab you in the back. All of the girls have my back. And then when she's talking to the other girls, they're all like, I can't believe she would lie. And Monty and them were like, yeah, she's lying. And like, why would she lie? It's like day 4. Like, and the fact that all these people are willingly believing you when you're lying, I'd be like, I got this, I can't believe it. I just can't. That whole scene, it just was like pretty frustrating because they're just believing and nobody's asking like any questions, nothing at all. Anyway, so Monty goes and talks to Daniel. And Monty's explaining everything from the point of view that Taylor is lying. That's how I got it. everything he's telling Daniel is like in support of Paloma, and that she couldn't possibly be lying. Like, why would she be coming after us? And that Taylor is lying about Paloma coming after us. And like, come on, you think nobody's coming after nobody? This Big Brother. Like, I wouldn't be saying this out loud to the house guests, but I'd be like, look, as pissed off I would be that I'm up and out of here, it's gotta be somebody. We all can't win. It's only one person every season, you know? So that my whole thing is that, like, all can't be that mad. Like, so, or that mad that people are talking about putting me up, or like, I can't believe she put me up. Who else? You know, like, I guess it could be other people, but like, it had to be somebody. So I don't know. I just hate how they get so like in their feelings about being put up. Watch the second I get put up and be like, like, oh my god. But I'm gonna try not to. I'm a thug. So Paloma tells Nicole that Taylor, she was like, she's being a bitch towards me. And Nicole, you can tell she's like, but like, she says in the DR, like, I don't fully trust 100% that this is what happened, but she also knows that she can't just like go out and like get to the bottom of it and like go to Taylor and be like, hey, this is what people are saying about you, to protect her game. And part of me gets it, and part of me is like, girl, but Taylor could be a really good ally for you. But I guess, like, if you don't have the numbers, but I guess she could also be a good shield for you. Like, I'd be like, this girl, people do not like her. I could work with her. And then say if we're up on the block, they're going to get rid of her. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's necessarily in everyone's best interest to, like, kick Taylor. Alexa, turn on lamps. I did this before. I turned them off and turned them back on, hoping that they would not shut off and on. And here they did again. Okay. So, okay. Taylor and Daniel talk, and she thinks she has a good relationship with him. She picks his brain about the renoms. She asks, like, hey, has anyone been saying my name? And he lets her know that, yeah, some people are. But when he's like, some people, I mean, like two or three people. Like, it's not a lot. But literally everyone besides 2 or 3 people are saying her name. He says that they haven't gotten to know her like he has, I guess. And it broke my heart to see her crying by herself. I think it's really sad when anyone cries by themselves. I know I've been in that position myself, when you just feel sorry for yourself. Like, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, or maybe you think you are doing something wrong, and so you just, it sucks to cry by yourself and not be comforted by anybody. And from what I've seen, and from what I've like heard from my different podcast, is that Taylor often spends a lot of time by herself because people, one, don't want to be seen with her, or don't like her, or trickle out the room, or they're just like always gone. And so it's hard for her to like get to know people and spend time with them if they're always gone. But that was really sad. So the veto meeting happens, and Michael uses it on himself. I don't even know if I said Michael won the veto. Oh, I did. So Michael uses it on himself and goes over the backstage rules again about Pooch, Brittany, Paloma, and Alyssa not being able to be renoms. And Taylor is the renom. And I was like really hoping that was a lie when I first saw that. And like, I was like, no, there's no way. But she's the renom, and people thought she was gonna blow up. She doesn't even seem like an angry person. Like, she just seems like a person that's really light and bubbly, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't know why they thought she would blow up. I mean, no, I know why they thought she would blow up. But Daniel in his speech says that she has rubbed people the wrong way, and she could apologize for some of the things she said in the house. Well, let me say this. when he said that, I said, she doesn't have to apologize for anything. For what? She hasn't done anything that is bad. Like, I'm not saying she's perfect, but she hasn't, like, went around, talked shit on people. She hasn't planted seeds. She hasn't, I don't know, like, ignored people or been mean to them or been a big comp threat or whatever. She hasn't done anything that's worth apologizing for, which is really sad, that she is put up because of the things that people think she needs to apologize for. Now, I don't know what Paloma said at the end. She said something about, like, this pageant girl is going to watch it at home on her couch. Like, it was just ick. It was just gross. I don't know. I just am hurt by the things that are going on. And I know that, like, I don't know. I want to say it's easy to be like a couch quarterback or whatever the phrase is. But it's easy to say, like, if I was in the house, I would be doing something completely different. But I bet you if I was in the house next to Taylor, I'd be like, shoot, girl, we both going down. Like, I don't know what to do. I think it's just so hard. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not a huge Taylor fan, but I am just not a fan of people being mistreated. And thing is, I also really wanted to like Paloma too. I really hope, this is what I hope happens, because Taylor still has a chance to stay. I think 100% she's getting voted out if they do the regular, voting for eviction. I think for sure. I don't even think she'll get a pity vote. I think it will be 9-0, maybe 8-1. I don't think many pity votes will get given to her. So, and then they said that they're not going to tell her it is about why it is until her goodbye videos. If I was Daniel, I'm sorry, I would not do it. I would not put 2 black people up. Not because I'm black, I just don't want to come off looking like a racist. But if I was HOH, I'd probably put 2. Actually, no, I'd put up who is best for my game. Who is the best hindrance for my game, not their game. Because at the end of the day, I need to do what I need to do at the time that I need to do it, not what you need to do. Because if you needed to do it, you should have won. Like, that would be my thought. But I don't know. I just am not a fan of people being mistreated. I hope that Taylor gets a chance to, this is what I hope happens. Okay, so Taylor gets voted out. Then Julie says, nah, wait here, Taylor. Or she gets voted out, goes to the backyard, and then they have this thing where they say, all right, backstagers, stand up. Okay, so one of you have been saved by the viewers. And I voted for Brittany on all my emails. So they're like, Brittany, you've been saved. All right, Pooch, as the backstage boss, you need to save one more. Now, I hope he saves Alyssa, because then I hope in a battle between Alyssa and Taylor, because at this point, Taylor would have been voted out, and not Alyssa and Taylor, Paloma and Taylor. I hope there's some sort of competition between them two. And Taylor is in a clear mindset because she's like, you know what? I got voted out. That's okay. And is a little bummed. And then beats Paloma, and Paloma goes home. Everyone in the house will be pissed at her. But it'll be so good. It'll be so, like, satisfying and a victory. And then even if Taylor gets voted out the week after or couple weeks after, and then sees what they did and then sees, like, the rise up, that would be nice. I just can't wait for tomorrow to see how this is all going to unfold. I hope Taylor is able to, whatever happens, is able to, like, go through this all with I don't know. Because I know when she leaves the house, she'll see how supported she truly is. But I just hope that she is able to, I don't know, come out on top. So that's all I'll say for now, because I do not want this to get 30 minutes. But if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, comment below. It's been great chatting with you guys. Fingers crossed for Taylor and Brittany. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.